What is freaking up? My name is Eve.
My name is Sara.
And we are both Out Perfectionist. As the time has come, we have decided to discuss our guilty pleasures. Emphasis, non-sexual.
Yep. So nobody feels uncomfortable. Also, I don't feel like all of the world's. I just don't.
This is not a category we need.
We're not prudes, but we're just saying that is not the.
We're a bit prude.
We swear we will make dirty jokes, but let's just have fun. There's so many different things that can be a guilty pleasure in life, whether it's food, a TV show, a movie, a random thing that you like to do. Some people may call them tics if you have things, but some people may not.
Yeah, I think let's start off with food. Sara, what is your guilty pleasure?
One that I can eat, because obviously it was dairy for so long that I'm super fucking allergic to and should not be eating. A guilty pleasure.
I can literally name like 3 of yours.
Oh, really? Okay, go ahead.
Honey mustard chips.
Oh, yeah.
Jalapeno crunch chips that you got from Trader Joe's.
No, they're not from Trader Joe's. They're called Tim's.
Oh,
they're only made in Washington. Not Washington, D.C., but in Washington. They're a locally made company, and they're bugging bomb. I love a kettle cook. I need the crunch. I need the crunch. I'm more of a salty than a sweet. What was the third one?
Oh my god, I had it in my brain.
Is it mustard, jalapeno,
honey mustard chips, like the Dijon, honey Dijon. It's like the ones from Kettle Valley.
Yeah, Kettle Valley or Kettle Cook or whatever.
Kettle Cooked.
Oh, I'm also quite the hoe for a hard bite potato chip. I'm not gonna lie. That's another Canadian company. They have these spicy.
Are they Canadian?
Yeah. They have spicy dill pickle chips, which my husband purchased them from Costco during the panorama. And my mouth enjoyed, but I was unable to taste them. And I had no after effects. Unfortunately, my husband did. So, but he said that the taste is really good. And I just ate them because I had zero taste for like 14 months. So then they came back out again and I bought them. And I shouldn't have. They're so good.
They're so good. What's the other one? Anything with pepperoni sticks. You will eat like an entire package.
I love pepperoni sticks. My favorite thing in the entire world to eat when I was a kid was like pepperoni, farmer sausage, specifically from Rumples in Abbotsford.
Oh,
it's the best ever. And crackers and cheese. Like, this is like before I had developed a mass reaction to dairy. That was the number one thing I wanted at my lunch. And it was funny because like Lunchables were like there, but I feel like they weren't as like bumping. And then it was like they came out with them. And then you could get them with like a Capri Sun, random side fact if you're in the States. And they were my favorite thing in the entire world. I would literally eat that every day. Oh, and pickles. I love anything with pickles.
They're so good.
They're so good. I just try to watch like how much salt and stuff like that I eat.
I don't care.
I know that you don't care.
I have a couple. So mine is Doritos and sour cream.
Oh yeah,
so good. That was before they came out with like the nacho cheese Doritos.
Yeah, that's when they just had the red package and like Cool Ranch. They had like 2 flavors.
Yeah, Cool Ranch dipped in sour cream sauce, pretty good. Pickles and pepperoni sticks.
Yeah.
Because crackers dry out my mouth. There's some random things that I would eat.
When I was a kid, you're going to laugh so hard. My favorite, there's 2 things that I like defaulted to all the time. Premium Plus white crackers and glass of milk. I don't know why. It just does something.
See, I'm a Toppables person.
Oh, I love me some Toppables.
Toppables as a cracker.
And when in doubt, cinnamon toast.
Oh, a poor person's dream.
Oh, no, it's on the most multi-factional Swiss Army knife of products. Dempster's White Sesame Bread. Is it a hot dog bun? Is it a hamburger bun? Is it for sandwiches? You can use it for everything.
Trying to think of the other things. I ate some random things. Oh, toasted tomato sandwiches. That's a huge guilty pleasure.
I was like, are we talking about hyperfixation meals or are we talking about guilty pleasures?
Both the same to me. Oh, peaches, specifically, the one from our family member's orchard.
My brain just literally went, millions of peaches. Peaches on me.
I can't think of really any, like, guilty pleasures. I don't feel guilt around.
Okay, let's say you're curled up on the couch.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go with late fall, possibly early winter. And you're about to just totally binge watch Gilmore Girls.
Always and forever. Yeah.
And you're like, okay, so
this is your set meal.
What are you getting? Like, say you had no restrictions. What are you getting? Breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
So my top tier breakfast of all time is from Cora's. They took it off. It was called the 1990s Harvest. So it was a cinnamon bun cut in half, dipped in French toast batter, and one side had eggs and bacon, and the other side had fruit. It was the best thing on the face of the planet. Coffee if it's like the fall winter time, Starbucks, venti, caramel brulee latte, regular milk and everything. Don't get it with soy milk; it does not taste good. It is the best latte on the face of the planet. I cry every year that it's gone. Like, I cried. I was so sad. I will drink it at any time. It is my favorite thing ever. And then lunch. See, I could eat brunch and I'd be fine for the rest of the day.
I could eat breakfast all day long.
If I didn't have any issues with any foods, I would have, honestly, compliments Mr. Noodles. Spicy chicken Mr. Noodles. It's like the compliment. Oh, it's ramen noodles from Compliments. That shit slaps.
Oh my god, I love you. What would you have for dinner?
I like mashed potatoes.
What would you have with mashed potatoes?
I think probably steak.
Yeah.
Oh, steak, ribs, mashed potatoes.
Ooh.
Oh, and a lot of broccoli. I'm obsessed with corn. I love corn so much. Big lump of nuts. Can get the juice. Oh, and tacos.
What would you have for snacks? Doritos and sour cream.
No, I probably have I like Boom Chicka Pop. So I don't know what it is out. This is so random, but Costco has large bags of Boom Chicka Pop, and I've also had small bags from other stores. Boom Chicka Pop from Costco is so much better than the smaller bags.
Okay, so I got the smaller bags, and it was gross. It just tasted like granulated sugar for the
the kettle corn one.
It was weird, and then I also bought the maple one that they came out with because
It tasted like graham cracker cereal.
It totally tasted like honey grams. I'm so confused because there was no honey and no grams. It was supposed to be maple.
There was no maple.
And my kid loves popcorn and is obsessed with maple syrup. She's so Canadian. And I got it for fun, and they were weird. It was weird. I was so sad because I've never had anything like, I don't know what it is, like, but their popcorn is fucking delicious. I know I can make my own popcorn. Don't even lecture me on it, but like,
no, but like Boom Chicka Pops, especially from Costco,
like, my mouth is watering right now. Fuck.
So Sarah came over because she like slept over one night, and I was eating the like kettle corn one. She was like, "Oh, can I try it?" And she sits there and goes, "This is so much better." Because for you, she was like, "It's just not good. I don't know why you buy it."
It literally just tasted like taking a giant spoonful of white sugar, which I used to do as a child, and I don't understand how I did that, and shoving it in your mouth.
It was so good. It's obstacles. So I would have shrapnel.
With shrapnel.
So I'd probably have popcorn and then watermelon.
Oh yeah.
If it's in season.
It sounds so healthy. Can you name something that's bad? Gummy candies?
No, those are my teeth. It's a matter of jaw issues. I had to just swallow it. It sounded so bad.
Oh my god, that was the best thing ever. I was like, don't say it out loud. Made that sound very sexual.
I'm trying to think of something that I would eat. Well, like,
even stuff that doesn't exist. I know one thing.
Oh, I'm gonna be really honest. There is something in this world that I am very sad that they discontinued, that I could only get from a Safeway. So there was this ice cream that I had, would have been 9 years ago, and it was Nestle Toll House cookie dough and Pillsbury brownies. And it was called Brookie ice cream, and it was in a yellow container, and I have not been able to find it for the past 5 years, 9 years. It was the best ice cream in the entire world.
I can't believe you're not mentioning the number one thing. Hint. Snack food.
Side that smiles back. Goldfish.
What?
It's
in the shape of an octagon. Yeah. Maybe an octagon, maybe not.
It's a food? Oh my God. Those are healthy though too.
I just unlocked a
Okay, so there was these things growing up, which I learned were apparently a diet food. They were like hexagons, and they were called like tastables or touchables, and they were
sensation.
were they sensation?
Yes.
So they were
A terrible name and the theory behind them, but it was the execution of his diet.
they were like an Oreo like cracker. It was like a Teddy Graham and a hexagon, but Oreo flavor. I miss those so much. They were the best thing ever. Oh, and then I would have a slushie because I love slushies, or a nice coffee. Oh, actually, I'd have a coffee slushie.
A coffee slushie.
I'm almost there. Yeah. What would your breakfast, lunch, and dinner be?
Okay, so my breakfast would be, so this is Sarah with Out Dairy. Back in my club days, like Eve likes to say, I would go out after and I would go to a very popular breakfast place called a Denny's. And I would get the sandwich called Moon Over My Hammy, which is a hybrid of a grilled cheese sandwich with ham and scrambled eggs in it.
Oh,
Is delicious. And then I would get a side of Andy's macaroni and cheese that they would have there.
oh, that reminds me. Random side note. Do you remember when Dad used to make grilled cheeses with ham and we put tomato on top with salt and pepper?
Yeah.
If you haven't tried that and you're not allergic to anything in that, it's bomb.
Oh, yeah. So I would go with the Moon Over My Hammy sandwich, or Dad used to make these breakfast sandwiches. So similar to like an Egg McMuffin. He called them Mugu sandwiches, and they were so good. So basically, you've got your egg, it was usually bacon, not a sausage patty. It was usually bacon, ham. It'd have like 2 different kinds of meat on it. It would have like your atypical BLT ingredients. So you got your lettuce, tomato, maybe a nice shaped red onion, a little bit of mayo, some mustard because I'm obsessed with mustard. And then he would put like a runny egg on it. So when you bit into it, it would goo everywhere. So you called it mugu because you couldn't really say it's gooing everywhere because your mouth would be full of food. So it'd be like a mugu.
We'd also be like, mm-hmm.
It was so good. I mean, you had to basically unhinge your jaw like a fucking cobra to eat this thing, but it was delicious. So that would be breakfast. For lunch, I would have tacos.
I love tacos.
I love all variations of tacos, whether they're white people tacos or they're authentic tacos, whether they're Colombian version of tacos, any form of tacos.
I also figured out too that I went to Taco Bell because I can't have a lot of beef, that you can get chicken crunch wraps.
Yeah.
Which like for the longest time they wouldn't allow you to do it. And I had to like cry to one of the Taco Bell workers one time and I was like, I'm allergic to beef. I can't have beef. Can you please make me a chicken one?
It is so funny. So please explain to the audience one more time, so this is the first time listening, why you stated you'd want potatoes, steak, and ribs. Well, ribs are usually pork.
I said if I could have it.
Oh, if you could have it.
So I have this condition. It's a blood condition. It's called hemochromatosis. It's a genetic condition, which if you have anybody in your family who's from English descent or Irish descent, please get tested. Which basically my body, anything that I eat, my body stores all of the iron from it. And if you have too much iron, it damages your organs and like causes like liver cirrhosis and like heart shit and all that damn.
Mm-hmm.
So like it's like anemia, but opposite, but like to the extreme.
Mm-hmm.
So like when I had super high iron, I couldn't eat a lot of beef or I would get like really bad stomach cramps and I would just not feel well for like a week. I sometimes would do it just because I love beef. But now I'm in an equilibrium, so I'm capable of eating beef. So that's why I said that I would eat a steak.
So then with a lunch.
What tacos would you...
So lunch would be tacos. Oh, I get variety. I mean, I love refried beans. I love rice, so I'd get burritos and tacos, stuff like that. Mexican food in general.
Chipotle, she's here for you, girl.
And then for like snacks and stuff, I would get some old school 90s kid snacks out here. I would get some So Delicious.
That's so delicious.
I know, because that was before your time, because I'm old. The orange Cray Crocker made these fruit snacks. So now they make like the Scooby snacks and stuff like that. I call them Scooby snacks. They're just Scooby Doo shaped cookies. But they were these little tiny pop bottle shapes. They came in all different like regular pop flavors. Mm-hmm. Except for Rupert, that was like a specialty pack. And they were like coated in sugar and they were fucking amazing.
Oh my God, this is a fun time to say. We have those in the candy jar.
No, okay, no. So they're different than, I know that's weird. It's not like bottle pop candies. They hit different. They were like a harder gelatin. It's like the hardest way to like describe them. They were fucking amazing. I would have those. I would have the non-abomination version of Dunkaroos.
What are they now? They're terrible.
Okay, so I don't understand. First off, the cookies are too thin. Second off, the cookies are all the fucking coin shape. And they're rainy. And they're supposed to be the kangaroos. And there were specific cookies paired with specific icing.
Thank you. Also, fun fact, it is way easier just to take birthday cake, Betty Crocker box mix, slap some stuff in it, get some animal crackers. It tastes like what Dunkaroos tasted like in the early 2000s.
Yeah, they used to taste totally different. And then I'd wash it down with an Orbitz.
It's an Orbitz.
I was like, or they had these like Gush drinks where you tear off the top and all of them had different faces. It's just like terrible.
The little like potted ones?
No, they're huge.
Oh.
It's Kool-Aid used to come in containers like that too. I know, again, this would be something I would have, but probably now, like looking at all the food dyes and all the shit that was in it, I know it's not good, but I would want it. Orbit was a like pop drink or carbonated drink that came out. It's in a clear bottle, similar to like Clear the Canadian, and it had these like gummy bees that would float in it, so they were in orbit. I know, you're a texture person. I think that's where my love of bubble tea came from.
It looks like mold. Oh my God, that?
Okay, that's a super old one that someone's kept in like their house. I would just look up like the original Orbits.
No, I'm looking at the original Orbits. So weird.
And kid snacks in a company with a plethora of like berries, because I will eat like any type of berries. I love berries. And then for dinner, I would go one of two ways: authentic Chinese dim sum, or something that I have not been able to have for years. It is one of my favorite things in the entire world. I would even ask for this on my birthday. Pork chops. Yeah. I know it is not a culinary defeat, but basically what you do is you take a Pyrex pan, you slap 2 cans of mushroom soup on top of it and like 1 can of water. You put the pork chops in it, you put them in the oven, and then you mix rice in afterwards because it has all like the goodness that came out of the pork. And then you cut up pork and then you eat it all. And literally my mouth is watering. I don't know what the fuck mushroom soup does when it combines with rice, but it is fucking magical and dopamine inducing for me.
Oh my God. And
I haven't eaten it forever. It is so beige. It probably has 0 nutritional value. Actually, Mom used to serve it with them. Those like French gourmets, the ones that they can. So they'd be like
so good though.
It'd be like kind of green, but kind of adjacent from green.
I like before you're like, I like to watch my sodium, and then it's like
that's why I said
sodium,
like things I would eat if I could. I mean, like you can always dive into stuff like that. It's just that dairy literally destroys my body and ruins me for days. So there's no point.
True. Dessert. What would you get for dessert?
Oh, you know what? I love a lot of different ones. There was this dessert at the ABC restaurant when I was a kid. It was called a Mount Baker. It's very similar to a, what is it called? The pie that's like the ice cream pie thing that's like the cake. Billy Miner pie.
Oh, see, Bird Robin has the Mile High.
Yeah.
Which is ice cream.
This one was called the Mount Baker, and it was chocolate cake or like a brownie type of thing. It had ice cream, crumbs, it had freaking whipped cream, it had like everything on it, and you would get it, and the idea was to share it with multiple people. So I used to like share Grandpa. Yeah, it was fucking delicious. And if I was to go with like another like snack candy type thing, there were these things. I don't know if they make them anymore, and if anybody listening knows where to get them, I would like to know. They were called Cows. They were this candy where it was like a soft, chewable caramel, and in the center, it had chocolate.
Oh my
Not
God.
gooey chocolate.
No.
Hard chocolate.
They sell them at Costco sometimes.
Okay, no, I haven't been able to find them at Costco for like over a decade. And the other ones I liked were those like Capilano or whatever, and it was like strawberries and cream and peaches and cream. Those hard candies, they were so good.
They were so good.
So let's go to, as we give the visual of eating whatever you wanted while you were binge watching a show. What show would you binge watch, Eve?
Oh, I don't think I could watch, like, I feel like we should do, like, TVs and movies because they're two very different things to me. If I could only watch one TV show just, like, chilling for a day, depends on the season. Yes, it would be New Girl.
I totally mouthed it.
So I am obsessed with New Girl. I am so sad that they aren't coming back.
She was obsessed with it prior to, like, just to let everybody know. And we're not saying, like, we were ahead of the trend. It's not that kind of thing. But, like, we were obsessed with these shows. And then it's like 5 to 10 years later, everybody else or the next generation is obsessed with them.
Okay, so this is what kind of gets me. So I was always obsessed with New Girl.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure, wasn't it on TV on, like, Wednesdays?
Oh, yeah. And from my understanding, did not have the best ratings for the longest.
No, it was terrible. It was, like, almost canceled for years. I loved it. It was, like, my top tier show. So I'd watch that in the spring. Fall, doesn't matter what I'm doing, Gilmore Girls.
I love Gilmore Girls. I've watched Gilmore Girls since the day it came out.
And I don't even think, I feel like it's just, like, so great that I just can't, that you just can't mimic that, like, greatness.
I totally agree. Another show that I would totally binge watch is my favorite show on the face of the planet, which is Buffy the Vampire Slayer. And the subsidiaries, which a lot of people called Angel, like an abomination. Fuck you. I loved it. And I would totally watch those shows. I just like stuff like that. I'm always down to binge watch Marvel movies.
Ooh, I also like Grimm. Forgot about that show.
Oh, I totally forgot about that show.
It was a good show. I'm really hoping they come back with, like, the kids.
Oh, yeah. And then my other one is OT, One Tree Hill.
Oh, my God.
It was so hard, though. So I bought this series on DVD, and then, well, my husband got a new PlayStation, and there's, like, no disc drive or something in it. So, or there was no disc drive in the one that he had before. Anyways, we didn't have a DVD player because we're like, well, everything's streamed, or you can, like, basically purchase anything. Why? And I literally still have them, like, downstairs. And same with Buffy, same with Angel, same with How I Met Your Mother, which I haven't watched that one in a long time. I'm super into, like almost every, it's like Wednesday when it comes out, I watch How I Met Your Father because I adore Hilary Duff.
I think the man is adorable. I don't know what his name is, but he's pretty.
So, question, if you're having, the guy who plays Jesse,
yes,
if you're having a shitty day or whatever, and you need to watch a specific set or multiples of movies, what are you watching?
Movies? Oh, well, like, if I'm sad, A Cinderella Story with Hilary Duff, Chad McMurray. Other ones that I would
watch Mean Girls.
Yeah, Mean Girls.
Easy A.
13 Going on 30.
Yep, 13 Going on 30. I love watching Easy A because I love freaking
Emma stuff.
Yeah.
She's Bring It On.
Oh, okay. So random sidetrack. Well, Eve looks like she's contemplating life. Bring It On, when it first came out and it hit on VHS, I was obsessed with it, and I rented it so many times when they had like Deal Tuesdays or whatever, and you paid like $1.50 at this. It was called Save On Video, and I used to rent it all the time. I rented it so much at the point that when I was renting it for the 13th or 14th time, the person who worked there was like, at this point, you just own it. Like, do you just want to take a copy home? And I was like, what? So I got to take one home. I love that movie. It's just so funny. Like, there's so many funny things about it. I know there's other things that are said after it, but it's like the whole nostalgia thing. Oh, I'll totally watch the Lizzie McGuire movie anytime, and the Hannah Montana movie.
Oh, what is it called? Little Nicky.
Oh, any Adam Sandler movie.
Baby Daddy.
Yeah.
And
you mean Big Daddy?
Big Daddy and Mr. Deeds.
Oh yeah, I'll watch anything with Adam Sandler in it.
I got Happy Gilmore. Anything them. Good Medicine. Grown Ups. Oh, another one. Any like Disney movie I can watch. So if I'm sick, this is super random. When I'm sick, I have to watch things that have very highly contrasted screens. Because my brain can like shut off and I can relax. ADHD and it's but I love watching Encanto.
Oh, I love Encanto. That's a good one.
Encanto, Moana, Coco, like any of those like bright movies, I'm like, woohoo!
So I know when my kid isn't feeling well, when she wants to watch the Toy Story series when she's sick.
That's emotional damage at this point.
Like
I just can't watch it.
Just like she was like, oh, I really want to watch Toy Story, or she'll pick like a specific series of movies, like when she's like really sick with the flu or something, and she's at home that she like wants to watch, and then she wants to discuss after each movie like the patterns that connect and all the other stuff. Kid is 6 years old.
See, you know what also gets me is like, you know those shows that people stick out in their mind as being like top tier like series?
Mm-hmm.
Fun fact, I have not gotten past the first like 2 minutes of Lord of the Rings. I fall asleep every time.
Oh my god, so do I. Maybe it's a genetic thing.
Oh my god,
like 10 to 15 minutes and I try so fucking hard.
I was talking to my friend and she was like, what are you talking about? I'm like, yeah, you know, like when the like camera screens up like a green hill, and she was like, man, that's literally the first minute in. And I was like, oh, I fall asleep after that. Like fully.
That's like Game of Thrones. A lot of people are obsessed with that show. Literally couldn't make it past the first 15 minutes. It's just like not my jam.
No.
One of my pet peeves is when you're talking about a show to somebody and they're just like, oh my god, it's the best show in the entire world. And they're telling you how great it is without telling you details. And then they say you just have to get past the first 4 to 6 episodes.
No. You have to get past the first season. What?
You either have to get past the first season, but it's like half the seasons now or 10 episodes instead of like the 22 that we used to have like back in the day. So 10 episodes, you're telling me I have to listen to 50% or over 50%, and then just like the last bit is like super engaging. That's why I like to go, oh, I love Stranger Things.
Oh, yeah.
That's like a solid one. I love when it comes out in the summertime. It usually comes out when it's super fucking hot where we are, and you go inside and like to like 7 p.m. so you don't get heat stroke.
Yeah. Trying to think of any other ones. Classics. Ooh, one of my top tier guilty pleasure shows is Invader Zim.
Oh, I love Invader Zim.
So like it originally came out in Nickelodeon, and our dad and I would watch it frequently to the point that he ordered all of them online. I love Gurr. Every second, I love that movie. I love that show so much. And I can't, well, we have DVD players, but I can't really like find the DVDs at this point in time. Yeah. Those are my guilty pleasure shows. What's your guilty pleasure drink?
My guilty pleasure drink? Boba. Always.
Oh.
Always and forever. I know you don't like it. I get it with the pearls.
Well, okay, so Sarah didn't tell me that they were hard. I didn't have boba, and I went down and I was visiting them, and they were like, oh my god, you need to get boba. It was so great. So I got this like strawberry lemon, but I'm like, oh, this is great. I take a sip. I had a boba invade my throat.
Were you choking on balls?
I was choking on balls. Tapioca. But I literally choked for like 10 minutes. I was like, this is terrible. Why do people like this?
I love that, and I love I'm a hoe for Starbucks. I love me some strawberry acai refresher with coconut milk. Tastes like a strawberry. It tastes like a
Starburst.
Pink Starburst. Yes. Thank you, Eve.
Anything like that for me is top tier. Ooh, actually, my guilty pleasure drink is called a High Roller. It's an energy drink. They only sell them in like specific places. They're magical.
I also love Arnold Palmer's. Oh, like I never was a huge like pop drinker as a kid because I had a lot of ear, nose, and throat infections. It just feels like hellfire when you go to drink it. And I would always stick to like iced tea. I would have lemonade, water, or milk when I went to any place.
I like iced tea. I'm a strawberry lemonade like.
Oh, I love any form of lemonade is fucking delicious, especially like the ones where you get them at the fairs.
Also,
oh my god, guilty pleasure donuts. Okay, so mini donuts. I don't know if I said this before, but there was an opening of an outdoor water park that was close, and it was a couple hours away, but we went and met our friends out there, and literally we got out of the car, and I was like, you know when you see the scent thing that's in like a cartoon, and like the person puts their nose up and like floats and follows the scent? That was me. I literally got out of the car, looked at one of my best friends, Eric, and I was like, I smell mini donuts. And he's like, oh, you look like a lady on a mission. And I'm like, oh, I am, sir. I am. Literally grabbed Charlie's hand and booked it. I knew it was there. It had to be somewhere. If not, I was finding these fucking cinnamon sugar, tiny, delicious, like toasted, wonderful donuts. And I show up and there's this a food truck that's there. And it's this older couple. And I was like, hi, may I please have the donuts? And I started laughing and I was like, you take tap, right? They're like, yeah. I'm like, okay, awesome. He's like, how many do you want? And I was like, all of them, but I only need so many. Like, I'm supposed to like eat dinner later. And he starts laughing and I was like, okay. And it was really weird. Their increments were like 15, 22, and 40.
Oh,
right. But I was like, okay, I'll take the middle one. He's like, okay. And I'm like, yes. I get these donuts. They're so fucking hot. It's not even funny. Fun fact, if you get those like stir sticks that everybody has, you can either stab the donuts or use them like chopsticks to eat them out so that way your fingers don't get covered. That's a weird thing that I have. I can't have stuff on my fingers, whether it's like dust from chips or anything. I eat it and then I wipe my fingers on like freaking like paper towel or something. My friend never noticed that. Selena never noticed that about me. And then she's like, now I can't unsee it. I'm like, great. There's my random side tangent. But yeah, I love donuts and lemonade. Or just mini donuts by themselves. They have to be like the fresh ones. And you watch them like float down the little grease river.
The boiling oil just really gets me. What is your guilty pleasure, like, media?
Oh, fucking YouTube. Oh,
let's be honest.
It's TikTok.
It's TikTok. So, fun fact, about a year ago, I had to tell Sarah that she had to delete TikTok off of her phone because one time I opened my phone. So I was at work. I didn't have time to open my phone for the whole day.
Can we put in a side note as well that my best friend Jen also said a very similar thing to me on the same fucking day?
I opened my TikTok. You know how you can have an inbox about the amount of things? 237. All from one day. And I was like, she would send me them in the middle of the night, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on that you need to send me a TikTok video that early in the morning?
Okay, so I'd like to preface that the addiction did not drive the lack of sleep. That I did have COVID insomnia.
We both had it, but I didn't want TikTok.
Mine slowly subsided only, like, I want to say really over the last year.
Mine only subsided, it would have been last November.
Mine, like, regulated, and then it almost over-regulated to the point where I was, like, falling asleep and going to bed at, like, 8:30, 9 o'clock at night. Versus,
let's be honest, you do that anyway.
Sometimes I do. It depends on the day.
But, it took me a really long time to get that sorted, too. But, yeah, that definitely was a guilty pleasure for you. It's the TikTok.
What is yours?
Mine's probably Pinterest.
I was going to say, you are a hoe for Pinterest.
Because I get really, with TikTok, I get to the point that I get really frustrated by, like, scrolling, and I'm like, none of this algorithm suits what my brain is reflecting right now, and even when I search it doesn't work.
I get that.
And then a lot of the YouTubers that I watch, like, I like them for a while, and then I just kind of get bored of them when it's the same stuff.
Or their consistency is off.
All the time.
It's like one decides to post and the other one doesn't. I understand that they have lives, but sometimes I'm like, you know what? I really need to zone out and watch a video today, and none of you are serving.
Well, and then, like, Netflix, too, it's just, like, so much you have to look.
Oh, my God. I had this issue with Netflix. They had this magic button for the longest time where it would just pick for you.
Oh, my God, I know.
But now it just picks, like, either shit that I've watched or, like, what they're trying to peddle.
What's trending right now.
And that's what really bothers me is, like, I get extremely overwhelmed. It's like when I sign onto the internet and I open up the Google thing, it puts up and said the Google. I just go to type it out, and I'm like, I either forget what I'm about to type, or I put it in, and then I go to, like, massive rabbit holes. Or it's like with Netflix, Disney Plus, like any of those platforms, unless it's, like, right there within a couple clicks, like, I'll get lost for, like, an hour and a half, 2 hours in fucking Netflix and not watch anything.
So my other guilty pleasure, too, is, like, with Pinterest, I love it. But I also love to go on TikTok and find really small artists and then download all of their songs. And then I listen to them repeatedly. So, like, I'll randomly be like, Sarah,
I love
I'm going to do song.
And that's a big thing for me for like TikTok and stuff like that is there's so many different things. There's those like funny life hacks that some people don't know. There's the fast food secrets club. There's the there's like mom shit, like fun things to do with your kids. And then there's just like all those little things, but it all depends on what the algorithm is designed to serve you. Sometimes I go on there and I'm like, what the fuck is this? I don't want anything to do with this. This is way too political. I wanted to zone out. What is this?
Oh, actually, also home organization. I just love watching people clean.
Oh, I love watching people clean. I will watch vlogs where people clean. I will watch organizational TikToks, organizational YouTube. Especially if somebody's like going through IKEA, like an affordable organization haul that actually makes sense. Not the people who do like the weirdest shit with like a paper towel holder. I've seen some like, I'm like, no, just go to Home Depot and make something. I love I did not know. So I thought this was just like a thing because I see it as a seasonal change. Every 4 months I love to change my room around. Apparently that is an ADHD symptom. Yeah. Because it creates new change, which creates dopamine levels, which creates joy, which fuels ADHD.
Oh. I just thought I liked to change my decor.
That's like, I always thought I was like going through a new life change when I wanted to like throw out all my clothes and buy all new ones.
Yeah.
That's also a symptom of ADHD.
Okay, I'd like to also preface though, clothing is such a pain in the ass because if you minorly lose weight or gain weight, it doesn't fit you the same.
Women's clothing is trash.
If I was able to start a business right now, specifically about, don't give me that face. I am on a tangent about bras.
Okay.
Is like if I could have a bra that like fits, it's comfortable, but it supports, it'd be great. Because I'm right now sitting here in a sports bra and I'm like, it is just not supporting.
So I have those Nayway bras. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it properly. I could have just totally butchered it. Their bras are great. They have like light padding in them, but like you have to get them when they're on sale. Then you have to be VAT because they are like they come across the border and stuff like that. They're amazing. They're great. I got a NYX bra, which is like a Canadian company. It's like a reversible one that I got. It was on sale. It's called like the Revolution one. It's great. Again, no padding, and it doesn't do that thing where your boobs fall out the bottom of the bra.
Why is that a thing?
I don't understand. Like you're all excited and you're like, yeah, this is so cute. And then you like go to like pick up your kid in my instance, or you go to like put groceries away. Next thing you know, it's like you got a tick coming out the top, a tick coming out the bottom. Or it's just like doing this like bandeau thing straight across your boobs and you're like, what is this?
Which I feel like leads us on to guilty pleasure clothing. Oh my God. Sweaters.
Guilty pleasure? You mean my wardrobe? According to my husband, I have a highly addictive personality when it comes to hoodies. Doesn't matter how many hoodies I have, what styles I have, I can always make up a season or reason for purchasing a hoodie.
Which is the fun reason why we're starting over on the label business, because of our love for sweaters.
Oh, I love for like just like comfy. I love for simplistic. I love for sarcastic sayings, but that things that aren't ugly. That's the whole thing. Is like you can get stuff that have fun things on it, but like sometimes it is hurting real hard on the eyeball.
I thought, and the other thing is pricing.
Oh yeah, I know.
Which like is obviously like we'll get into it. We'll probably do like a whole episode dedicated to the business actually opening, hopefully.
Yeah. But now we got a bunch of the government paperwork and stuff like that passed. That's a big thing and the big delay when it comes to stuff like that. But yeah, hopefully we'll get it rolling. We've already have some like designs and stuff and way too many ideas, which is better than having none, I think.
Well, like it's the midnight philosophy, which is the time period right before midnight where Sarah lays on the couch. She says me about 5,000 ideas and she goes, write this one down. Write this one down. So then I have to write them all down. And then the next day I go through them and separate them.
Somehow we just link back to Taylor Swift, which we talk about in a whole other episode.
Oh, yeah. Y'all love Taylor Swift.
You said midnight.
Oh, midnight. Yeah, literally every time she does that, we need to make a sweater that says midnight philosophy.
If we can. I don't want to impose on T Swifts.
Oh, shit. Yeah. Never mind.
Oh, okay. So because we like minorly somehow, because you mentioned Midnight, went back. What is your guilty pleasure song? I will say mine. I know you know what it is.
Oh my God, is it Power Surge? I've got a serious emotion.
Okay, so first off, the Goofy movie should have won Grammys. That movie is amazing. It doesn't matter. I feel like it spans such a large amount. First off, the content of the movie is adorable. Second off, who the fuck turned around and started writing bangers like Powerline? Freaking,
I was Powerline, sorry.
he's like Michael Jackson mixed with Prince, mixed with fucking Vanilla Ice. Like, who turned around and said, oh, for this like movie about a father-son relationship that's super adorable with a classic Disney character, that's right. Some of the most banging music ever with like the most hilarious, and I want to learn it so bad, dance routine.
Is that your guilty pleasure song?
That's one of them. The other one is Castle on the Hill.
Oh my God, this fucking woman. I had to tell her that she needed to change her alarms. So she frequently sets alarms and timers for everything. Yeah. And the automatic one that goes on
with life
is Castle on the Hill by Ed Sheeran. But it's not even the whole song. It's just the beginning part where it's like ding, 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 ding. And every fucking time it plays every 10 seconds. And I'm like, Sarah, turn your fucking alarm off.
I was obsessed with, so it's always Powerline. Powerline is always first.
Yes.
And then Castle on the Hill, Part of Your World by The Little Mermaid. Please help me understand why that when there is nobody in my house and I'm running around cleaning or doing whatever, does anybody else decide that they suddenly need to become some solo artist who's like performing? That is a guilty pleasure of mine. I literally will be like either pumping music and like I'll be cleaning or just doing whatever, and then I'll suddenly like, I don't grab the hairbrush, but sometimes you grab the bottle, you grab the remote, because I've inhaled hair. That's just gross. Actually, now we have a karaoke microphone, and yeah, sometimes my curtains are open. You know why? Because I don't give a fuck, because I'm gonna have fun and I'm gonna enjoy life. And maybe that person who's on, I'll walk because they're fucking pissed off at something that somebody.
Sarah is apparently triggered about dancing alone.
No, it just sees me dancing in the thing. No, that's the whole thing, is like, just like be yourself, right? And that's the big thing, is I don't care. I'll dance in a store. I've done it before. And Eve, it's her favorite thing when we're standing in line in a store and I start dancing or singing the music. Most of the time.
So I have cashiers. So I have cashier anxiety. I have money anxiety.
Oh yeah, when you go up to purchase something and you're like, fuck,
like, oh my God, it doesn't help. Yeah, but Part of Your World. So Part of Your World, Castle on the Hill, Powerline.
Minor in oh, I just totally blanked on the name of it. The Katy Perry song, Like a Plastic Bag.
Firework.
There you go. I used to play that song all the time.
Mine would be Wake Me Up, Evanescence. My God, my brain went, wake me up before you go.
I'm not even like that old, but like
Shut Up and Dance.
Oh, that was a solid one for a couple of years for me as well. The music video was amazing.
Oh my God, it's fabulous. What's another one?
What's one of those like sappy songs that you always play?
I've been a little time.
I mean, the emotionally sensitive song.
Fuck you. Let me pull up my iTunes and we can see who it is.
I'm gonna be totally the TikTok artist makes so many good bangers that just get stuck in your head.
Oh yeah, I play them frequently. So, fun fact, this is just very recent. Pink came out with a new album.
Oh my God, I love her.
Oh my God. So it's called When I Get There is one of the songs, and it's really sad. I'll play it for Sarah later. But my freaking top, one of my favorite songs is from an artist named George Ezra, and it's called Shotgun. And then his slower version's called Hold My Girl.
You were going to say it was called Hold My Gun.
That I love. I also love Scarlet Opera.
Oh, they're
Alive.
They're so solid. They remind me of, what was that band called? 1973?
1979.
Okay, yeah.
Chocolate was also pretty good. We go, nobody goes.
Oh, it's okay. I had that. It, like I said, the TikTok songs are always a big one. Like, my family is a massive fan of Flan. Another thing that I would
Slam.
Fan of like Jax and her songs.
Oh, Victoria's Secret.
Victoria's Secret, but then she also has one that's called oh, my brain went blank. See, a candy ring.
My other thing is like
Candy ring with the diamond. Ring pop.
ring pop.
Yeah. Different other ones.
Frequently my like choices also align with like the season.
Yeah.
So like fall to me, I listen to more like Niall Horan, Lewis Capaldi, James T.W. Like very like mellow cruise.
I was like, you go moody emo.
Yes. And then winter is like classic rock. Spring is like indie / country. And then summer is like usually indie country / pop.
Oh my god.
All over the place.
Soon as it gets warm outside, my brain goes EDM music. Play the EDM dance music.
Every time.
Because I used to go to a lot of like music festivals and stuff like that, and it was fucking awesome. Like, throw me some Data Life, put me on the Tiesto podcast, Steve Aoki, You Have My Soul, any of those. There was one that I found the other day. It was like something, I want to say it was just like punk EDM. I don't know. It's fucking good. When you said spring, I say classic rock in the spring. I always think of like going fishing with Dad or something, and he would be like roll into like any sort of Kiss from a Rose or The Grave was another one from Seal that he like loved, but just like Van Halen, like any of those like 80s. I don't know. I guess you call them hair bands, but there's a lot of
It's like punk alternative.
Yeah, so it would be like 80s, 90s. So the kids would be like a little Pearl Jam in there, a couple other ones.
My brain, like,
Stone Temple Pilots.
a weird fact about me is that I constantly know what song is playing in Sarah's brain at all times.
Oh my God. We literally had a break. Like, we were sitting down to like film this episode, and I've been singing this song in my fucking head all day. And she legit just looks across and starts singing the song. I was like, get the fuck out of my brain.
I don't even know the song half the time. Like, I'll be like sitting there, Sarah's not making a noise.
No, I'm not like singing under my breath or like.
And it's not even like the same songs. Sometimes it'll be like, oh my God. Like that song that's like, pardon me in anger ground up always stuff. And I will just start singing a random song, and she's just like, the fuck?
It's just funny. It just like, I can't even like think of an example until it like ever happens. They'll just be sitting there. Oh, one time I was just like sitting there and I'm like bobbing my head, not making any noise. And she's like, yeah, I like that sneaker song too.
What's under that t-shirt? That's by Knox, who's also a TikToker.
And I'm like, what? She's like, yeah. I'm like, oh, that was weird.
Well, like, it's weird in a sense too, because like, you know that song association game by, I think it's Vogue? They give you a word. And people are like sitting there and like, what's a song that has the word beautiful in it?
Oh my God, we should do an episode with that, because I bet you would totally think of different songs.
Oh my God, 90% of the time when people are slow about it, I'm like, how do you know? I already have 5.
Right?
I'm like, my brain's going at 500 speed all the time.
Thank God for pattern recognition.
Woo! What's the other one? What is a guilty pleasure hobby?
Oh my God, we talk about this all the time. I don't have a fucking hobby. I'm like a squirrel on Red Bull. I don't have a hobby.
You do have a hobby.
What?
Vanderpump?
That's not a hobby. That is a turn. Okay, so a guilty pleasure for turning off my brain is I will watch shows. And this is no insult or whatever to these shows. I used to do a lot of like data crunching and stuff. I would do a lot of things that caused a lot of mental gymnastics, we'll call them. I needed something where I could sit and I couldn't associate anything with work with it that I did for a living. And I just needed to like turn my brain off and zone out. So instead of staring off into the wonderment of the world and, you know, psychoanalyzing myself from the inside out, because we all know that inner monologue was just in there, I watch like reality shows. And I specifically watch them with my friend Selena. Usually I'd watch sometimes a series with like my friend Jen, and we would watch it like not in Selena and I will just go to each other's houses and watch it. Jen lives further away, so Jen and I would like watch it like in a sick type of thing. Like Nashville is one of them. But it's like the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, just because like I don't insert myself into ridiculous drama, which I know is most of it is fake.
I know what your guilty pleasure.
Pump And the Kardashians. I will watch anything with the Kardashians. I'm not going to lie. Also, I think they're the marketing geniuses. They're like the unsung heroes of all of that.
Changing and redoing your phone backgrounds.
Oh, I did that last night. It's funny that you say that. Summer. Hair gets lighter, skin gets darker, water gets warmer, drinks get colder, music gets louder, nights get longer, and life gets better. Is it just in, folks? Friendship and fun.
I made this one. Sarah, I made this one. It was beautiful.
Oh, that is so cute.
Thank you. It's very bright and contrasted. Yeah, but I'd say like redoing phone stuff. Oh, also a guilty pleasure of Sarah's is if she does not know, like, instead of being like, oh, I don't know how to do it, I'll find someone else to do it. Elisa Myers on TikTok, you know how it was like, I live with the I can figure out how to do anything gene, where I will hyperfixate on everything until I can figure it out. That is a guilty pleasure of ours.
Oh, that was a big thing because there was this whole thing with Adobe Illustrate that I was trying to figure out. And Eve at one point was like, fuck it, like I'm over it. I'm just going to close the chapter right now and I'll deal with it another time. And I was like, no, I must figure it out. I literally spent the entire fucking day figuring out this program. When you go through, you get a lot of those prompts that come up that say like, do you allow access to your microphone? Do you allow access to your camera? Press OK, allow, or whatever. And most of the time you click things right. Sometimes you click them wrong and then you're trying to figure it out forever. Well, yeah, I dismantled the entire podcast setup and sat for hours figuring this out. And it was all because allow was not clicked the first time.
Also, that's why the beginning of this podcast, I had to spend a solid 20 minutes trying to reset up microphones and stuff.
I love you.
Yeah, but I feel like guilty pleasures, to me, guilty pleasures are like, just like, I don't feel guilty about them.
Oh, I don't feel guilty about them either. I will state one of my number one guilty pleasures of something that I used to use so often, but I don't use that often. My obsession with makeup.
It's not even that bad anymore. I feel like it's gone down.
Oh, it used to be real bad. Like, I used to be like, or I ordered from Sephora when you had to order it from the States.
Oh.
And you had to get like very like, before it came into Canada, before there was even stores in Canada, like I would be ordering all these different products. And it wasn't like Stay Young stuff. It was always like Urban Decay, like things that had lots of bright colors and fun. Because you would go to the store and go to buy makeup and it would always be neutrals, which at the time was like not my jam. Like I was going to music festivals. I was going to all these other things. I wanted bright, happy colors. I wanted stuff I could go to wear to work and stuff that I could like wear out when I went to go dancing and stuff like that. Like I wanted to have a variety of things. And at that time, that was the only option. Now you've got dope ones. You've got like e.l.f. You've got all these other ones. And you can find dupes for a majority of things, which is great because it's way more budget friendly. But I mean, like, I was in my 20s. I was making awesome money at the company that I was working for. I was feeling super fulfilled in my career. And I would buy just like random shit, like video game systems. But I always ended up buying stuff that would benefit everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was like, well, if I'm going to do this, so I would get like a Wii when it came out. I bought it on eBay in a package when you couldn't get them anywhere. Freaking any of the handheld ones. I had a PSP at one point. Why?
And on that note, with guilty pleasures, please let us know your guilty pleasures. We'll probably post something along the lines that kind of lines out ours. We'd love to hear from you guys. Tell us about your guilty pleasures so we don't feel like we're just kind of complaining about ours.
Oh, we're not complaining. We're just like being very open about all the stuff that we're doing. And that's the whole thing, is always be open. I mean, always down to try a different combination of things. Peanut butter and pickle sandwiches. I used to have a huge tomatoes and now I love them, which is hilarious.
Yeah. And on that note, I'll stay warped
and twisted as ever.
Peace.
Peace.